Welcome back to part two of my interview with Savior. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. And if you're interested in hearing more, don't forget to listen to the first part of this interview. Let's continue. Do you have a favorite stream you like to think back on?
There's a couple. My super long Gotham Knight stream is really good. Me and my friend Anthony, he's one of my best friends. I I actually played Xbox Live Halo for the first time ever, Halo 2 with Anthony. But I played all of Gotham Knights on hard difficulty on stream with one of my best friends, and that's one of my favorite streams. I had a really good stream, and it's gonna sound weird, but when Kevin Conroy died, it kind of hit me hard. I'm a bit of a Batman nut, and Kevin Conroy was one of my childhood heroes.
Yeah.
When he died, it kind of hit me hard. I ended up just kind of staring at my ceiling in my bedroom for a few hours. And I ended up deciding that I was gonna stream a Batman game with his voice in it and kind of pay homage or tribute to him. And that was one of my favorite streams too. I think everybody was really kind of aware that I was, I guess, taken aback a little bit about what had happened.
Yeah.
So, because I wasn't talking too much in the Discord. I was kind of off on my own, doing my own thing. But oh man, did I feel some love and support when I started streaming that Batman game. Just like everybody came through, like they came through hard. It was really kind of, I guess, heartwarming.
Yeah. I mean, it was a bit of a shock. I mean,
Yeah, no,
yeah, I
great.
just I was yeah, I was pretty upset too, and that was like my childhood right there.
Oh, yeah, me too. I do
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. But yeah, I couldn't think of a better way to honor him. I started rewatching the animated Batman series, and there's so much in it that I didn't appreciate when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, they made it really good for adults to watch and kids. Like my favorite movie of all time is a Batman the Animated Series movie. Batman the Mask is a Phantasm. It's a good one.
I think it won Batman the animated series. It won some awards, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it's won tons of awards and stuff. It's a great show.
Yeah.
Bruce Timm is a little bit of a weirdo, but he's a good screenwriter.
So you had mentioned a special event that you're having. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, my wife is a huge Harry Potter nerd, and I had already decided that when Hogwarts Legacy came out, because we've gone to Universal Studios and we did the whole Harry Potter world and all that. So we have robes and stuff. We did Halloween at Universal Studios a couple of years ago, and we all went as Hogwarts students because they let us, dress up as that in the park. And
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's pretty fun.
oh yeah, no, it was a blast. But I have robes and I have the whole setup, the whole shebang. And I had decided that this game looks like something right up my alley that I would enjoy playing, and that I was going to stream it and in costume because I did my Gotham Knights run through dress as Robin. I have
Oh, that's
that
cool.
whole thing, yeah. And so I'm like, okay, I could totally dress as a student. And then I started brainstorming and trying to think, well, what else could I do to try to increase engagement or, grow the channel a little bit? And some things came up, custom overlays or, color changing lights, stuff like that. But really, I ended up landing on the idea of like, I guess, a sub goal. And then,
Mhm.
because I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this with Twitch or not, but each sub on Twitch is worth so much money for the streamer, right?
Mhm.
So I took that into account and I just basically, I was like, well, look, this Harry Potter shop here has all these cool things and I would love to send it to somebody, but I'm not rich. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to where I could just buy $500 worth of Harry Potter stuff and send it. But if I have these sub goals up, then I guess the community or my community that comes and watches me and supports me could put in as much as they they can, and we can hit a level and I can actually send these things out. I can have them drop shipped right from the website itself. And I could do it with the sub goals. Like I don't have to spend any money. So I'm not gonna be making like any money at all. In fact, if I think if I did my math right, if we hit the highest goal, which is like some trucks and like candy and potions and all sorts of cool stuff, but if we hit that goal, I think I'm gonna actually end up paying a little bit of money in taxes to have it all sent out.
Wow.
But I didn't. It was never about it's never about making money. Like it was never about getting rich from all these subs or getting a huge payday. It was just trying something to increase engagement. I want people to feel like they're involved. So it wasn't just that like the giveaway is exciting because that's what draws people in. They're like, ooh, I want to be a part of this. But the fact that you can get entries with channel points. There's no money there. You can get entries with bits. There's money there, but it's a lot less than the subs and stuff. But it's about trying to get the audience engaged. I mean, video games are an interactive medium, right? That's
Yeah.
why we play them. You interact with them and you have a good time. So when people are watching it on stream, that interactivity kind of diminishes a little bit. I mean, they're not in control of the game. They're watching someone else in control of the game.
Yeah.
So my thought process was to kind of do something to where the audience or the viewers feel like they are interacting. If you can go into someone's stream and drop, some channel points that pop up on stream that say, 10 points to Ravenclaw or whatever, because that's the one you like, and then all the lights turn blue and you see your name pop up. And I mean that's different than going to a channel and just watching or even just chatting. So now the viewer can feel like they're influencing something. And then on top of that, they might end up walking away with a wand. Maybe.
Mm.
That's exciting, an exciting prospect trying to increase engagement and just get some growth. That's the goal with that.
I mean, it sounds like a really fun and just unique idea. And also, it seems like a good way to give back to your community. Like, your community is investing in you and you're investing it back into your community.
That's a really good way of looking at it, and I like it. I like thinking of it that way as well. My community is amazing.
I mean, I feel like you're making an influence and an impact in people's lives. So I think that's the difference. I mean, it might be selfish, but it's mutual. Like it has like you're helping somebody and somebody's helping you. It's not like, you know, you're not getting anything out of it. It's not like we're not getting anything out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I agree 100%. But remember that my childhood hero was Batman, and Batman always made it a point in all across mediums from the comic books to the cartoons to the movies to all of them always made it a point to say you don't have to thank me for doing the stuff I'm doing. He had his reasons for doing what he did, and he did not require thanks no matter how much he helped somebody else. At the end of the day, they were actually helping him deal with his trauma, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So in that same vein, like I get so much back. The fact that if I a good example is if I did have something really serious going on and I stopped posting, I stopped messaging in that Discord altogether, it would take probably no fewer than about 8 to 10 hours before somebody ended up messaging me, hey, are you okay? do all this. And so like I you're right. I am getting something back. I'm giving something back, and but at the same time, I how do I put this? I am having way too much fun to be thanked for any of this stuff. I am enjoying myself. Now, if I feel like I actually you say I'm changing people's lives and all this stuff, but it really I feel like I am just existing. Just
Mhm,
here. I'm doing me.
mhm,
I don't want to be thanked for doing me, but another good example, a friend that I know, I gave them a coat. It was my coat. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of dirty because I was wearing it at the time, but I gave her my coat because she didn't have one and it was
mhm.
cold. So I gave her one. She said thank you to me, and I told her you're welcome. So it's not like you can't thank me for anything. It's just that the stuff that I'm doing here on this Discord server, the stuff that people will routinely thank me for is stuff that I feel like I'm just being me. If like you wanted to thank me for agreeing to sit down here and chat with you, but in in reality, like what else would I be doing right now? I would be maybe sleeping, sitting here staring at the wall. My son's playing VR over there. I might be watching him swinging wildly at the air. But it's at the end of the day, you just have to. I get it. I hear you, and I understand that people are grateful for a lot of things, and I appreciate that, and I recognize that. But I don't feel like I need to be thanked for existing. And I tell people all the time, I say, "Hey, you do you." And they think that that means, oh, you go do whatever you want. But no, that's not the angle that I'm coming at when I say you do you. When I say you do you, I mean stay in your lane, focus on your grind. If you if you take care of yourself first, heck, even in an emergency, they say, put your mask on first and then assist others, right?
Yeah.
So, focus on your grind, stay in your lane. And the people that are meant to be a part of your life, be there, they will be. Anybody who is not supposed to be there, they will fall off and they won't be there. The universe unfolds as it should, and I am having way too much fun doing what I'm doing to be thanked for anything.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like a decent person. I mean, that's how people should look at life. Like, try to be the best person you can and just pass it on to whoever you meet. But at the same time, I feel like saying thank you, it's not just one-sided. It's not you just getting thanks from a person. It's also that person feeling like, this is all I can give you right now. I can just give you my appreciation. And I want you to acknowledge my appreciation because I want you to know that you've made an influence or you've done something for me. And I want you to know that you've done something for me.
So that is fair. I could see that side. However, I am eternally grateful for every single person that's here. And I am grateful for you being here, existing, chatting with me right now. And
Yeah, I'm grateful for you too. Like it's just amazing. Like just you're just an amazing person and just what you've built and how you brought your community together. I think that's something like all of us streamers really reach for.
it's yeah, I do know. Like I hear it all the time, and I get asked that a lot. Just how did you do it, or how is this happening? I couldn't tell you.
I mean, I think it has a lot to do with personality. I think it has to organically happen. You can't force it to happen.
Nah, I agree with that. No, 100% for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could write a book about it, but everybody's journey is different.
Oh, it
And
is.
I don't think, somebody implementing what you're doing in their life is necessarily going to work for them.
No, and that just circles back to what I was saying, how, you know what, you do you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're having any kind of doubts or anything, just focus on you. Stay in your lane. The universe will unfold as it should, I promise.
It usually does, doesn't it?
Now, don't try to fight it. The universe has an ebb and a flow to it. This is how I always try to see it. It has an ebb and a flow, and most of my life I spent trying to swim against that to my own way, because you make your own destiny kind of thing.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if you've ever went swimming in a river or anything, but swimming against the current is very tiring.
Yes, yeah.
And sometimes if you just, the dead man float and you just go with the flow, you might be surprised where the universe might take you.
I really like that analogy because when you do the dead man's float, you're just like trusting the water around you to hold you up. And it can be kind of scary. You might be breathing hard, you can only hear your heartbeat. But
Yep.
like,
It is very scary, especially if the current is fast.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, as long as you relax and you just let it do its thing, it'll keep you afloat.
Just go with it. Go with the flow.
As a streamer, what's something you think is very important and a core principle to your streaming philosophy?
Community.
Mm-hmm.
Community is everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the backbone of your stream. So if you're gonna get randoms that come in all the time, sure.
Yeah.
They're come in and check you out. Now, if you don't have a community around you, or you don't have at least some kind of support system where there's a couple people there, like, it's hard. If someone comes into your stream and you're sitting there and you're playing your game and you're not bouncing off of somebody on stream, or you're not engaging with somebody, it's hard for that person to decide to stay. They've clicked on, but now what reason should they say? But if they click on, and like Pocket Clown Down, he's another streamer that has really high energy. He has a good community around him. When you click onto his stream, he's bouncing off the walls, and he's making these sound effects, and he's talking to every single person in his stream, even when there's like 60 people in it, all
Yeah.
over. And
Wow.
that's infectious though, right? So when somebody clicks onto that, they feel that energy, they feel that vibe out of the screen. So now, instead of just clicking away onto the next streamer because that person was just sitting there playing a video game, they stay. They stay because, yeah, and then the community grows, so it kind of feeds into itself. It's like the dragon eating its own tail.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. Like, you can feed off of the energy in your chat, and your chat can feed off of your energy.
Oh yeah, like if I come into somebody's streams, because I go into a lot of people's streams.
You sure
Uh,
do.
if I came into somebody's stream though, and they're sitting there and they're looking like they're about to cry, and it's not because something dramatic is happening, it's just because that's how they look. I'm gonna get that vibe off of them, and I'm gonna start feeling that way. And I don't know about you, but I am not in about that life. I'm not in it for that. So I'm gonna click away. But if I go in and everyone's laughing, having a good time, or even better, they're playing a scary game or something, and they look like they're on the edge of their seat. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's just it. So that's the kind of streamer I want to be. I want to be that guy that, when maybe not like super high, like I've heard it described as cocaine energy. I don't know about if that's really how I am. I'm more of a mellow kind of guy. just I guess a welcoming environment or atmosphere where somebody comes in, they don't want to click away. They're like, hey, there's something about this guy. I need to stay and talk to him.
So my next question for you is, what is your thoughts on the current state of video games?
Current state of video games, they're released unfinished, and it's probably the best time to be into video games. So I don't know. It's really weird. Current state of video games, it's exciting, but at the same time, some of how like the hardware makers like Nvidia and AMD are kind of running their businesses is kind of shady, and that's kind of sucky. So, I mean, it, by video game industry, do you mean the software companies? Do you mean the hardware companies? What are we talking about?
I guess everything that you think just encompasses video games, like, you know, the culture around it, the software, the hardware, like, and I know that's kind of a long question, but
Oh no.
that you think pertains to the question.
Well, yeah, no, you're not too far off like by having broad strokes like that. Like it's matured a whole lot. We've come a long way from the early days of Xbox Live and the Call of Duty and Halo trolls, you know, teabagging in the schoolyard, or so to speak.
Yeah.
But I don't know, as things move more digital, it is a little bit of a concern to me. And I'm not saying that I don't have a huge digital library, but I don't know, something tangible about going to a store and picking up physical media. And you can't do that anymore, really. I guess you could a little with the Switch, but Nintendo is always an outlier. I don't know. It's exciting to see where we're going. The one thing that did kind of concern me is that Hogwarts Legacy is the second PC game announced that requires 32 gigabytes of RAM for the like good settings, I guess. So that kind of I don't know. I feel like it's a very expensive hobby.
Oh, 100% agree with that.
Keeping up is hard sometimes, but I'm excited to see because the first games I played, I was telling you about Space Quest and stuff like that. They those games are like, how do I say this again? It's fun to look at where I started, 8-bit, 16-bit games, and then pull up Red Dead Redemption 2 and go and look over the planes and stuff. And it's really cool to be able to see that, and it'll be cool to see what the next 10 and 20 years in gaming will be like. I just hope
Oh,
I
I
can
agree.
afford it.
I agree. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
I think so too. I mean, I kind of want to see what's going to happen like 80 years from now.
Yeah, like the stuff that my kids are gonna and their kids are going to have and have access to is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty unreal. I love how you call everybody legends. Like, what was your idea behind that?
Behind what, the legends?
Yeah.
Nah, I totally stole it from somebody. There's no sugarcoating that, and it's not who you think. It's not Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. There is a YouTube channel, a guy named Carl Jobst, Jobst. He's a speedrunner, does speedrunning stuff on YouTube and Twitch. And at the beginning of every single one of his videos, he says, "Hello, you absolute legends." And I don't know, I always kind of got a smile when he called me a legend in his videos. So I went into people's streams and I just started saying, "Oh, what is up, you absolute legend," or something like that, just to that effect. And I saw the look that it would give people, like every single time without fail when they would read that, they smile
It
and
does make me smile.
yeah, they smile and they just feel good about themselves, or they'll smile and they'll be like, "Oh no, you're a legend," and that makes me smile. So, and it was just a very positive kind of thing, and I just felt like I'll just run with it because it's making these people smile. And then Anthony, my buddy Anthony, he works retail and management. He said that he started calling his employees legends and stuff like that. And he's noticed that they work harder for him, they work better for him because they're happier and they're smiling and they feel good about themselves. So that's where that grew from.
I mean, it's really interesting when you think about how much influence the power of words has over a person and just their whole outlook on the day or their month or just life, even in general. Like, it
Yeah, no,
think about things differently.
yeah, and words are very, very, very powerful.
Yeah, for sure. Before you go, do you want to speak more about your Hogwarts event? Like, when is it happening?
So the Hogwarts giveaway, it starts as soon as the game unlocks, which I have the digital deluxe edition, so it'll be the 7th, hopefully, fingers crossed. The game has been delayed to heck and back and has some crazy, crazy requirements, frankly.
Oh, really?
But yeah, it's like not it's from what I'm seeing, it's not very well optimized, and somehow they're going to be releasing this game on the Switch, so that'll be fun to see. But it starts when the game unlocks, and then I'll start streaming, and then I'm going to actually tally the me and a couple of my mods are going to tally entries by pen and paper after every stream. So we're gonna have. I'm hoping to have a bunch of engagement so that I have to. I'm hoping I have trouble keeping up with the entries. That's what I'm hoping for.
Be awesome.
Yeah, and really, I hope to send off some cool stuff to somebody, and just have a good time. That's all. That's all really about.
All right. I mean, it sounds like a great event. I hope it brings a lot of people in. So, I have a surprise question for you. What video game antagonist or villain do you secretly cheer for?
Oh, that's a good one.
You can have a little think about it.
Yeah, no, I like a couple of video game antagonists. One of them I'll have to say is Wesker. He is a bit of an asshole, like pardon my French.
It's okay.
But there's just always something so cool about him with his shades and his
Shades, yeah, his
Oakley
Oakleys.
eyes. No, he's got some Oakleys on, and I mean, he was always so corny. Uh,
Yeah. But he is a fun kind of villain, though. I could see that.
yeah, and then I don't know if you're aware, but there's a game called Chrono Trigger.
Oh,
And
I love Chrono Trigger.
oh yeah, Magus is probably one of my favorite characters of all time. And at the end of the day, yeah, after he turned him into a frog, turned that Glenn into a frog, I think it was his name, and killed all these people and did all this stuff. At the end of the day, he was really just trying to stop Lavos or the last boss. So
Yeah.
yeah, but he's a douchebag, and he is definitely an antagonist. So Magus is definitely one of them too.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, those are great answers. And what are your socials so we can know where to find you?
Are you ready for this? It's going to be super hard to remember.
Okay.
It's Savior420
Okay.
on every gaming platform you can imagine. Although you have to add a tech and an underscore to that, so TECH underscore Savior0420 on Twitter right now, and Instagram. I don't have much on Instagram, but that's there.
Okay. Okay. All right. And to wrap this up, anything else you'd like to say or
Yeah, I love your face, and thanks for existing, dude.
well, thank you for existing too. I mean, what you've built is wonderful, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna grow.
I'm excited to see where we can go to.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
I hope you guys enjoyed part 2. Thank you so much to Savior for giving me his time when he has so much to do between family, streaming, and supporting others. I'm glad we all got to know him a little bit more and got to learn his story. If you haven't followed him already, please follow him at twitch.tv/Savior0420. I've actually started a Patreon that you can access through my Linktree. I do graphics, interviews, and editing myself, and your support will help me to continue to do what I love. If you'd like to help and support, please check out my Patreon page. This will give you access to some footage that I had to cut from this interview and future interviews at the discretion of the streamer. Feel free to stop by my Twitch and Discord to leave comments, suggestions, or just to say hi. Next week, we are starting a two-parter with The Critical Chance. My music today was brought to you by DJ Kern. She's an up-and-coming music producer, so stay tuned to more from her. Thank you guys again so much. I really appreciate you listening, and I just appreciate you. Thank you, and take care.
My community is amazing. I just want to put that out there.
Your community really loves and supports you too. You can tell you love and support everybody. You DM everybody as soon as they join, which I thought I've never seen that anywhere. Like the time and the effort and just the commitment that it takes. Like you don't see that. That's very rare to me.
Well, I appreciate that.